Okay. Hello and welcome everyone to our online session today at ONG Australia page. We bring to you the series of Journey with Consciousness Kriya. So we will be bringing to you many Kriya initiates who've been practicing Kriya for a long time. And before I introduce our today's guest, I would like to share a quote with you, which is being said by Mohanji. Sacred is the path and the destination. Sacred is the practice and the practitioner. Sacred is the initiation. Sacred is the Kriya. So with that, I welcome our today's very special guest, Biljana Vozarevic from Serbia. Welcome, Biljana. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it's our pleasure, and we are very excited to have you here with us. I know you have been practicing Kriya for quite a long time, and we are really excited to hear about your journey, your experiences, and understand how consciousness Kriya happened to you and how it has been helping in the spiritual journey for you, so that our viewers can learn from it and understand more about Kriya. So with that actually brings me to my first question. What inspired you to apply for Consciousness Kriya?
Gandhi himself inspired. It was immediately after he received Kriya. He didn't want to say from whom or how, just kept it like really, really modest and humble and everything secret and sacred. So in 2014, at the end, there was a first group in October at the Rishikesh retreat. And then actually Mohanji received Kriya, which was immediately called Consciousness Kriya. Then he initiated this first group into Kriya. So at that time, there was no Kriya team. There were no application forms, nothing. It was just being given as a gift, huge gift. I wasn't there, but a few months later, so, this kept me interested, and not only interested, but I was craving actually for it. My soul pushed me to reach that initiation, and luckily Mohanji came to Serbia, to Novi Sad, and on his birth exactly we had Kriya initiation of a big group.
Wow.
Not very big, but let's say solid group on the 23rd of February 2015. That's when I was initiated. He's also sang like Shiva Kavach live himself at this time. Apart from the initiation, which lasted for 5 hours, full preparation, he was conducting, everything was conducted by himself then.
That must have been very special, and that too getting initiated from him on his birthday.
Imagine how this, circumstances, all kinds of circumstances knotted together at the exact time and space, and that group, and he was there all the time available. Now he's just available for initiation itself and after the testing period. So you need to really, really prove yourself that you are really serious about it, which is what Kriya deserves. It cannot be just treated as something very ordinary, but really treated as what it really is, a special tool, technique of visualization and breathing, which gives you something, the best gift in your lifetime that you can ever get.
Yeah, that's very, very special. I mean,
There's no money we can pay that. The other thing is when a person doesn't need it, that's the other thing. But when a person is ready, when a person is mature, when that part in life comes, when you feel you need Kriya, when you feel that you really need to find the truth, that's when it's a blessing that it comes to you, or that you are able to overcome all obstacles, to get initiated into that. So this part in life comes, it came to me even before I met Mohanji. Somehow I felt that I needed deeper answers to the meaning of life, deeper answers to the purpose of everything. What is there more in life that is possible? So what it happens when certain repetitions of lifetimes happen, when the soul is really old, experienced the same emotions, the same situations with different maybe people, but even certain sets of souls, maybe the same sets of souls come together from lifetime to lifetime. And then these repetitions, become something which is not very interesting for the soul anymore, and it pushes you. It pushed me to really have that inner craving for the truth itself. It also pushed me to get rid of these negativities. Actually, I became emptier and emptier. I had less desires for, some satisfactions from the outside world. I craved more for inner cleansing. So at that time, when this emptiness from within comes, when you work on yourself, you want to become more positive and get rid of these burden and negativities, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, maha, mada, matsarya, hamkara, let go of anger, hatred, jealousy, revenge, pride, lust, greed, ego. So everything, jealousy, everything that pulls you down, everything which reduces your frequencies. When the moment comes that you're open, you can, let's say, be empty enough to receive it, then this initiation happens as well. So that in the journey as well, I really appreciate every day that I have that gift, and whatever happens in my life, this is like an anchor of my day, an anchor of my life itself. So I know this is my path to light, the path to the truth, to, true reality, not some relative truth, but my path to absolute truth. From transitory to permanent, from, temporary to really something infinite, to the immortal, from mortality to immortality, but not by some injecting artificial genes or putting my parts of the body into a freezer for 50 or 100 years, and then after that I will somehow by technology become immortal. Not like that tycoons are keen on doing, but in a really way where true traditions of masters have told us through ages what our true nature is, that our true nature is divine consciousness, that energy. And when we get this soul, not only enlightened, but when we really get this soul completely, get liberated, that is actually what is our true potential. And not biological potential, not only intellectual, mental, whatever other potential we have, which we can accomplish through certain experiences, setting and achieving goals, set goals and then come and achieve it, then set another, then achieve it, etc. But really our true this spiritual potential, or true being. Then I was happy that the idea about the book came, Consciousness Kriya, actually, Kriya Yoga book.
Yes.
And there was a poll of suggesting the titles for the book. I just came up with the idea, okay, through breath to light. And then, I was happy that the title was chosen.
Wow.
And then
breath to light. Wow. So that was your title.
Sorry?
That was your title.
Yes, that was my title chosen.
Beautiful.
let's say,
Oh,
yeah,
that is so beautiful.
Somewhere in this list, it's written that
Yeah.
I gave this title to the book.
Awesome.
And I was also gifted this book because of that by Mohanji. He signed it.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know whether it's visible, but this is also signed by Mohanji himself. So really,
I can very light, but yeah, that is so beautiful. I did not see that. See, I've got the book, but I did not see that title credit was actually yours. That's awesome. I think mine was the last experience that got added into it because I got initiated in 2018, and I think we were in Bosnia. That's when Preeti, she was telling me that you have to write your experience about Kriya if you like, and then during that time also I had another experience in Bosnia. Then I ended up writing the whole thing. I got it added into the book.
Amazing. I remember how Mohanji called you Sonia Gandhi. Sonia Gandhi. He calls someone by the name itself. He calls someone by the surname itself. Sometimes he calls even me Vozarevic. Chris, he calls Greenwood or sometimes, people. But he calls you always Sonia Gandhi, not only Gandhi or not only Sonia.
Yeah. I guess that's true. That also has been teaching me a lesson. So, well, this is out of the topic, but he's been helping me in accepting my name. So my name is Sonia Gandhi, but I have never accepted my name because in India it is associated with the political party, figure. So I've always been not very comfortable with my name. But then Mohanji has made sure that I accept myself, totally the way I am with my name.
Yeah, absolutely. He always has the reason why he does it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we are really, really very lucky to have received the gift, the special gift of consciousness Kriya, and being initiated by him himself.
Yes.
During this life, it's such a great gift. I guess that it probably is in itself is the the motivation to do the practices regularly, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. It requires discipline, dedication, commitment, and this is also a huge responsibility. It is a lifestyle. So I adapted my whole lifestyle to it. I plan my day in a way, as much as I can plan, in a way that I can practice Kriya in the early morning hours, Brahma Muhurta, between 3 and 6 actually. At first it was 5 a.m., then I started getting up at 4 a.m. And this is really, really some time where I the day for this special sacred technique. So that's how I appreciate this gift that I received, and in that way, Mohanji said that it's several hundred times more powerful than when you do it throughout the day, other time. So this is why I do it in this, early morning before sunrise. And this is responsibility because when we get energy through practicing this Kriya and this inner peace, and this is also empowerment, we are responsible to share this selflessly in whichever way we can, through our skills, through our time, through our practices, giving, sharing, caring, and not only giving it to other people in various ways, but also animals, all kinds of beings, plants, in whichever way we can, to add value to the earth, to give something to the world, to give more than we take from it. This is really, really important then, because this is a lifestyle of a Kriya yogi. This selflessness, sharing it, caring, because selfishness somehow rewinds you back into the desire mode. you have desire, then you achieve your desire. You can't, do anything for the world unless you fulfill your own needs and greed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's why it's important to let go of all kinds of these desires by serving, by making yourself available. I try to make myself available to Mohanji, to the tradition, that they use me in whichever way I can contribute to, let's say, raise the awareness of others and help remove or reduce the suffering in this world.
Yeah, no, I would, absolutely vouch for it, because I've seen you working, tirelessly for the mission as well, for the Monji Foundation, or for ACT. I see you working all the time, and even sometimes responding to the messages at probably 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I guess that's quite a level of dedication and commitment that you have, and it is very commendable, and lots to learn from you as well.
Yes, I try not to respond to messages at that time, but yes, I used to respond to messages anytime, day or night.
Yeah.
Vishkramat asked me once, because he's in India and that's 3.5 hours before, so sometimes he writes in any time, and he said, "Oh, where is that lady which doesn't sleep? Who doesn't sleep?" Oh.
So I guess that's also one thing that Kriya does is just reduces your dependency on the sleep. It seems, at least I see that happening for you.
Yes, actually, even if there is need for sleep, it makes it tolerable. So I can be tolerant to, let's say, absence of food for longer or absence of sleep for longer. This tolerance increases. So it means that I'm still dependent on the needs of the body. I need to eat, sleep, everything for a certain time. But let's say I can tolerate if I don't get it.
Yeah.
If I don't get it.
Yeah. No, that's wow. And so, how long you've been practicing? 2015.
This is since 2015. February 2015 until February 2020 is 5 years, and now it's 5.5 years.
Oh my God! Wow, that's a good long time. So you've been always practicing regularly, is it?
Yes, daily. I don't skip. Even when I was traveling, I was doing it in a car or on the train or wherever. So yes, I do it.
Wow. So you can do it multiple times in the day as well, isn't it?
Because of my work as a teacher, I was usually in my classes in the afternoon. So I do this every day about 4 or 5 o'clock a.m. And then during the day, only if I, let's say, just decide that I'm going to do in some of the breaks. In the early evening, before the sun sets, I usually don't have time. Only during the holidays, I do have time for that.
Yeah. No, my question was general, as in if people want to practice it multiple times a day, they can.
Yes, I would practice. Sometimes I had some, let's say, periods of when I continued several days, let's say 4 or 5 times per day. So I could.
Wow.
But I couldn't just keep focus on that sadhana, so because I'm committed to the service, to the mission in other ways, so I keep being active. So
yeah. Well, I said being active, it just reminded me that if sometimes I do it at the end of the day, it just gives so much of energy that then you can't sleep after that.
Yeah.
So I also prefer doing it in the morning, like first thing in the morning when you get up, do your practice, like ready for the world. This is like me time that I have, with myself in the morning.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, it gives more energy than you're not sleeping. And also eyes keep shining more. They become glassy, like glassy and more open. Now your eyes, they somehow get some new glassy look. That's what I noticed as well after practicing. Thoughts settle down as well. When I, let's say, need to do something and I'm not inspired to do it at the moment, but I don't want to postpone, then I do Kriya, and then immediately channel these come up, and then I could do things. Let's say, for example, to write some paragraph or something. So you can't just sometimes write when person tells you write on this topic a paragraph and then say, okay, what should I write? You need to be in a certain mode of writing to do that. So Kriya helps me to get in most of the things that I'm supposed to do. That's what I noticed as well.
Basically helps you with getting more focused.
Yes, that's right. Like if like a glass with the mud, when you shake it, the mud gets mixed everywhere, water and mud, and there's murky. So the same probably with my brain. But when I do Kriya, all this mud settles down, and then there is crystal clear water, and then I have clear, picture about what I'm supposed to do, concentration and inspiration, and energy to do it. This is a certain alignment which happens with Kriya.
Yeah, no, that is so beautiful. And just on that point that you mentioned about eyes becoming more glassy, I just wanted to add that I've also, heard Mohanji saying that eyes actually remain the same throughout all the journeys of life that we take, birth after birth. So they just remain the same. So the less impressions that we have remaining, the more clearer they become. And sort of like fast track movement towards the liberation.
Yes, definitely. Like this, when you want to identify a person, if you show, his hand or his arm, leg, whatever you see, maybe this part of the face or this part, lower part of the face, you can't recognize the person. But if you see just this part, you can immediately say, oh, this is him. Yeah, this is.
Yeah. So that brings me to my next question, which is how has your, consciousness Kriya journey been? It's like 5.5 years. That's a long time. So during these 5 years, how has your journey been with the consciousness Kriya?
Well, this journey keeps continuing.
Full of surprises, should we say?
Too much about the journey itself, because I don't have some, this is that I can tell, I'm not astral traveler, conscious astral traveler, or
I guess there's more reflection in your, everyday life of what Kriya has actually given to you, or what has been shared. That's probably more reflective in the day-to-day life. Would it be right to say?
Yes. This is something which is derived from the connection with Mohanji as well, and then from various our interactions, more intense interactions during the retreats, where he's in physical proximity to me, and also through Kriya practice. I can say this transformation happened gradually. There was a drastic transformation in the beginning, where I turned from, let's say, dependence on various perceptions and various content from the outside world to some self-sufficiency within. So even if there is no activity on the outside, I could remain calm and peaceful with myself. This was the greatest miracle I can tell you. And this is not possible to get from the books. It's really something which needs to be shifted from within. For example, if I let's say meet certain people or not, I'm still fine. If I get something or not, if I buy something or not, I'm still fine. If certain food is there or not, I'm still fine. Or even if the food is not there, I'm fine. So this is something which is totally unexpected. It happened to me unexpectedly, especially because I was like a person who liked to, let's say, spend time outdoors, even flirting, even spending time with the people. I used to fall in love often, I used to enjoy some kind of, let's say, promiscuity, or that was really, really in my behavior, let's say. But then after meeting Mohanji, that disappeared. So something left and left me peaceful inside, so that I feel I can really, really focus on the best purpose I can ever focus in my life, and that is, serving the world without much time needed for myself.
Well, so that has actually got more stability, more clarity into your life as well, it seems.
Yes, definitely. There is detachment also happened in my family. I was when I remember when I had my first son, Philip, when it was almost 23 years ago. I remember how I was really, really attached, and I was worried about all kinds of minor things, what will happen, when he gets sick, or when he has other troubles. So parenting is not only, joy of being a mother. There is everything that comes with it, all kinds of ups and downs, sweets and sorrows. Everything is there. And so when I remember that, how I was, attached and worried, and now how I, with Vukashin as well, how I feel certain detachment and relaxation, I see how it reflects on them as well. So it's not that there is not love, but there is no tightness, like umbrella over the child. There is no or like a parachute, I don't know whether you have heard of parachute parents. So always breathe behind the child's neck. What is happening? You call this? Are you going to the doctor? Shall I wait for you at the doctor's? You're going to apply for a job. Would you like me to go with you to apply for a job? So something like that. Oh, your girlfriend didn't call you today. Oh, what could happen? So so I give them freedom and more, this. All connection with Mohanji, including Kriya, helped me give my children this freedom. So in that way, they feel stable and confident. They told me that their friends tell them how they feel peaceful when they are, let's say, Philip told me how his friends told him that they feel peaceful when he's near. So there is some kind of peace in him, but he doesn't do any spiritual practice. And the same thing, let's say, Vukashin's girlfriend told him how she feels some kind of peace when she's near him. So that's also somehow spontaneous, because they are not directly connected to Mohanji, or that form of energy is within our house, and then it reflects and has a really, really big echo.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I guess it's not just your life that changes when you get more connected to the source. It's the life of all the people around you also start changing and shifting. When we walk on the path of spirituality or self-realization or liberation, then the masters actually not only walk us, but they really look after the all of our families or all the people around us as well. They all get benefited because we shift our personality, our approach towards things also shift. Our thinking pattern changes. Our capacity to love increases, and all those things also bring a change in our loved ones and their lives. So that's really wow,
Yes,
amazing.
this capacity to love. People don't understand what love actually is. It's always related to somatic interpretation. But then the intention to make things better increases. And also that division from my personal life and my family life and outside world, like others are not that important to be loved. Just I can pick a person, or that let's say mindset of a lot of people. I realize how it's changed in me. So when I everyone, it's probably my heart opened, some cages opened as well. And then I could open myself to everyone, open in spite of the fact that I can be hurt. So in spite of the fact that by opening my heart, I become vulnerable. So that strength also happened to me. That strength also I gained.
Yeah, you rightly said it's really the strength to love unconditionally is a bigger strength. If one can achieve that, it makes you really
I'm
strong.
trying.
No, you are.
My ideal, Mohanji has achieved that, and we.
Yeah, but we are all walking the journey, right? So
Yeah.
we will reach there. The key is to start the journey and then
right.
being on it. So
closer that.
Yeah. So this actually brings me to another question of just for the spiritual seekers out there or the people out there who are listening to this session. What would you say? I mean, why is Kriya important for someone who is on the spiritual path? Why would you say Kriya should be taken seriously, or they should think about Kriya?
Well, I would say if you feel that you are you have really had enough of these experiences, the same emotional situation, and that you are so really craves for the truth. And that you are ready to commit yourself daily, so that it is the most important thing, that you can appreciate it as the best gift that you have ever had. Then you can apply for Kriya. This is the speeder. This is accelerator of the spiritual path. This is accelerating the process of, let's say, raising the awareness, spiritual development. It is like a rocket. Instead of going gradually by making mistakes and learn from them, and then again learning from life, and then making mistakes, and then slowly, and maybe by doing certain milder practices. This is hardcore, practice, because Mohanji himself said, "I'm not interested in kindergarten spirituality." So which will also, if you understand that, if you're not for Mickey Mouse spirituality or kindergarten spirituality if you really, really want hardcore, and at the same time, really technique which is beneficial, which is harmless, and can take you, it cuts across karma and helps you get liberated. This is not for mass. This is about merits.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful. It's amazing, Biljana. Thank you so much for sharing all these wonderful insights into your journey of Kriya. I guess with that, we almost come to an end of this session. Is there anything else that you would like to tell to our viewers before we close today's session?
I think I said everything. If you are a Kriya initiate, I would recommend keep practicing.
Yeah.
Don't take it lightly. If you are not motivated as you use, and someone is, find a group of initiates and practice together. But do not give up. Remind yourself it was not an easy journey to come to this, state where you get initiated.
Yes, no, absolutely right. I guess Kriya doesn't come to you if you are not ready for it. And if it is coming your way, that means you have actually worked in your previous life and earned to be, ready for the Kriya initiation or to get to practice Kriya in your life. And Monji also says that once a Kriya initiate, that's enough for the lifetimes. It actually, if you practice, it can cuts across the lifetimes, cuts across the karma. But of course, everything starts from you. Everything starts from the determination, the discipline, and that deeper urge of reaching the path of liberation. And that's where the journey with Kriya can take you to. So with that, I would like to say, a heartfelt thank to Biljana for joining us today and, sharing such beautiful insights. And to all our viewers, thank you so much for joining us for this beautiful session with Biljana. And we will meet you again with another story, with another journey of another beautiful Kriya practitioner. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Bye.
Bye.